Good morning. So I've been really bad about vlogging my evenings. Last night I got impromptu tickets to see Grounded, which is a one-woman play starring Anne Hathaway. So I did not like it. It was like the Hurt Locker on stage. I don't enjoy those kinds of movies. I did not enjoy this kind of show. The acting was really good. Like, Anne Hathaway is the only person in it, and she did a great job, except the concept was just not my cup of tea at all. So the plan for today is to go to the Museum of Modern Art, then we're going to try the museum at the Fashion Institute of Technology. Today is also my day to take artsy photos with my big camera. So I'm on day 6 of my trip. It's May 6th, and I've been thinking about it, and I'm ready to go home. I leave tomorrow afternoon, and I think that that was just kind of perfect timing. Feet hurt a ton from all the walking, and like, it's not better the next day. It is raining very gently in Central Park. I kind of don't like it. Stopped by the Alice in Wonderland statue, and that was nice. Next is the Balto statue, because I used to watch that movie when I was a kid. At the end of the Balto movie, they say that everyone was so grateful that they put up a statue to him in Central Park, and so I wanted to see it since I was like 5. Every time I walk through Central Park, I'm just astounded by how big it is. In a city where real estate is really at a premium, I think it's great that they just have this space full of nothing, just in the middle of like the most expensive part of town. I found it. It's a lot less exciting than you'd think. Okay, now that we've done that, it's on to the MoMA. Well, I'm feeling like an idiot. I was like, what is that big beautiful building behind me? That's the Plaza, Caitlin. That is the Plaza. So I stopped at FAO Schwartz, the most magical place on earth. Oh my god. This is like everything you need when you're a little kid. It's the Lionel train. Well, that was fun. I had to like pull myself away from making a Muppet. Like, this was a real problem. Okay, maybe also Bergdorf Goodman. Who bought 6 pairs of shoes. The cheapest one was $820. I didn't stay in there very long because just the immense displays of wealth were making me uncomfortable. Since I've been in New York, I've gone into a couple of stores like that where like I know I can't afford anything, and the people working there know I can't afford anything. Even though the staff and I have this kind of mutual understanding, it's still super uncomfortable. I found the entrance to MoMA, and I'm going to try to get inside now. So, all done at the MoMA. I really enjoyed going to MoMA. Several of my friends have heard me say that the first time I saw the Mona Lisa, I was just incredibly underwhelmed. Like, there was no reason for you to go see it, really. Like, it's really small and very dark in color, and so it's kind of underwhelming. Now, when I went to MoMA, they have Van Gogh's Starry Night painting, the one that everybody knows about, and it was more beautiful. It was not underwhelming at all. I was really worried that it was going to be like, oh, why'd I bother? But it's much more bright and vibrant than I had thought it would be. I'm walking to the Fashion Institute of Technology to look at their museum, which just opened today for the season. Okay, so the museum at FIT was kind of anticlimactic, so now I'm walking to the subway. It's starting to rain again, but harder. So because of the rain, I'm going to go back to my apartment and change into long pants because I'm wearing shorts. And then I think I'm going to go explore Central Park some more because, to be honest, I've kind of done everything in New York that was on my list. I saw all the sites I wanted to see. I figured since I have a few hours left, it's only about 2 in the afternoon, I could go and find some more of the monuments in Central Park and check those out. This is the Mad Men building over here. Part of the reason that I jumped at the chance to take this trip was as kind of a little test drive to see if I like living in New York and see if maybe this would be something I would want to do, not on the permanent, but for 6 months or a year or 2. So I got an apartment instead of a hotel, and I took public transport instead of taxis all the time. Some of the time that I was not vlogging with you guys, I was going to educational seminars and meetings and that kind of thing, like I would if I had a job here. I also went exploring some different neighborhoods to kind of do some reconnaissance on places I might like to live. There was this wedding photo shoot going on, and I said congratulations, but it was like staged for a magazine. It wasn't real. There's also a fashion shoot going on, kind of on these steps back here. Quick fountain. Some thoughts on this place as a whole is that it's seemingly completely unsustainable. The people here are all broke all the time, but they have nice things. There's a lot of pressure for you to own designer clothes and designer shoes and to look really nice and to put on a good face for the world, and that's incredibly expensive here. The cost of living is very high and people generally don't make a whole lot. Almost everyone I've talked to works 3 or 4 jobs, and that's completely normal. It seems like being here is this combination of wild success stories and total and complete failures. People come here and they want to be actors or musicians or writers or something, and some of them make it really big and there's these great success stories, but a lot of those people end up serving my Starbucks. One of the things that I really love about being in Montana is that when I'm there, I feel like I'm exceptional. And whether that's true or not doesn't matter, but it does really make a difference in like my performance at work when I feel like I am doing a good job. But here, I feel like no matter how hard I worked, no matter how pretty I looked, there'd be thousands of other girls exactly like me. And some people really like that. Some people like that big anonymity, but that's not what I want. I want to stand out in a good way. We have come to the Imagine Mosaic. There it is. So I'm glad that I stopped by the Imagine Mosaic. That was another thing I was like, I don't really need to see that, but it's what people see when they come to Central Park, and so I thought it would be a miss if I didn't go. So that's where I'm at right now. I don't really want to live in Montana my whole life, as much as I love it. I definitely don't want to stay in Billings for very much longer, but I'm not sure where that leaves me. I don't think New York is the right choice for me at this time, and I'm not sure if it will become the right choice for me in the next couple of years, but it's definitely not the right choice today. That's not to say that I don't love New York City. I have had some of the best experiences I've ever had over the last few days, and I wouldn't change that for the world. This might be one of those places that's just better to visit and not to stay. That means I need to pick a new destination, and I think it might be Chicago, but we'll see. Now taking a hike over to Lincoln Square, which is near where dinner is. Alrighty, I'm really tired, and I'm really tired of walking, so it's time for dinner. I spent the entire walk to dinner talking about how much I hated this place. I thought on the way back we could talk about all the things I like. The problem is that all these things I like make for a really good vacation destination and not a really good home. I like that there are scenes like this everywhere. I like that I can wear red lipstick any time of day, any day of the week, and that's totally normal. I like that I can wear red lipstick any time of day, any day of the week, and that's totally normal. I like that I never run out of things to do. I like that there's this diversity on steroids, where if you go down to Chinatown, it's like you're in China, or if you go over to Italy, it's like you're in Italy. It's crazy and it's great, and there are so few places in the world like it. I like that no matter what you want, New York has it. I like that there's always someone weirder in Central Park than the girl who's talking at her phone. My favorite part of the trip, however, has been that it made me feel really brave. I went to this city by myself with only a couple of plans made, and I had a really good time. It gave me a lot of the courage that I needed to start thinking about planning other trips. I'm happy that it went so well, because this could have been a totally different story. I now own several more items than I did when I left for New York, and so I need to figure out how to put them all in my suitcase. I did leave extra room when I was packing, but you never know, like, if everything's gonna fit till you stick it in there. So that's the goal for tonight, is just to make everything fit into my little suitcase.